Friends, this is K. Mujakar, lecturer in commerce. In today's video, we can discuss about monetary policy. Before going to discuss this video, till now who have not yet subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel in order to get the updated notifications and also share to your friends. Due to sharing, a lot of your friends may also get benefited. Here, what is meant by monetary policy? Here, monetary policy means nothing but the demand side of economic policy. It refers to the actions undertaken by a nation's central bank to control money supply and achieve macroeconomic goals that promote sustainable economic growth. Here, whatever the actions, whatever the actions, it is undertaken by the Reserve Bank of India. Why means in order to control the money supply in a proper control, in a proper way, in a proper route. For example, particularly like in our developing country, our rupee value is very less. Our rupee value is very less when compared to the other developed countries like USA or European countries or Japanese countries or many developed countries. So, or say for example, say or another example like if there is an continuing inflationary trends in our India, in such situations, the Reserve Bank of India may take a proper decisions in order to control the money supply in money supply or say for example any deflationary situations or whatever situations it may happens, the Reserve Bank of India may take its decision to control the money supply. Why means due to proper control supply automatically we can achieve a macroeconomic goals, that is the long term goals. Why? Because without money we can't survive in this country or any country or any in the world, in practical, in order to survive or in order to take any transactions, it is based on money only. So if there is an proper money supply, automatically we can achieve the macroeconomic goals. Automatically if we achieve the macroeconomic goals, automatically it leads to the sustainable economic growth. So Reserve Bank of India, it controls the money supply and achieves the macroeconomic goals, and automatically that promotes the sustainable economic growth. That is meant by monetary policy. Many interview questions you may ask, what is meant by monetary policy? It is nothing but the demand side of economic policy, and the Reserve Bank of India may control the money supply in order to achieve the long term goals. Due to that, automatically it leads to the sustainable economic growth. Here, majorly monetary policy is classified into two types. One is quantitative measures and the other is qualitative measures. Here, quantitative measures has been further classified into many types. The first one is bank rate policy. Here, which we are discussing all the current updates only. Current updates only. Here, the bank rate policy means nothing but the bank rate is the official interest rate at which Reserve Bank rediscounts the approved bills held by a commercial bank. Nothing but any bills regarding the treasury bills or Aadhaar bills or regular bills or whatever it may be. Here, the bank rate is nothing but the official interest rate at which central bank, what it do means it rediscounts the approved bills held by the commercial bank. Here the current bank rate at present is 4.65%. My dear student friends, it is a current update. At present the current bank rate is 4.65%. See here, if central bank wishes to control credit and inflation, now itself I have said no. Monetary policies, what its main aim is, in order to control inflation or in order to keep its supply of money in a proper way. So, if central bank wishes to control credit and inflation and wishes to such situations, what it do means it discourages the investment at the time and it will increase the bank rate. If central bank wishes to control deflation, See here, if central bank, in order to control the inflation, what it doing? It is discouraging its investment at that particular time, and it is increasing its bank rate. If Reserve Bank of India decides to control its deflation at such situation, it wishes to boost production and investment at that situations. In such situations, it will decrease the bank rate. So my dear student friends, these questions asked many times, in if central bank wishes to control credit and inflation, then what is its investment? It will be, or it will reduce bank rate or increase bank rate. These 2 points has been many asked many times in banking level exams, are like set or net. And also, what is meant by bank rate policy also asked. So it is, please note down my dear student friends, at present the current bank rate is 4.65%. In order to in order to say in one way, in order to control the inflation, it reduces its investment and it increases its bank rate. If central bank, in order to control its deflation, then it will increase its investment and it will decrease its bank rate. Next quantitative measure is open market operations. Open market operations means it implies deliberate and direct sales and purchases of securities and bills in the open market by the central bank to control the volume of credit. Here nothing but the security operations, or whatever it may be, like primary market or secondary market, or any security operations regarding this stock market, regarding any direct sales or purchases of securities or any bills in the open market by the central bank to control the volume of credit. Here, if wishes to control credit and inflation, then central bank what it do means, it sells its securities in the open market. Okay, like in the stock market, if central bank wishes to expansion of credit at the time of deflation, then it purchases its securities. Here, open market operations is nothing but it is a deliberate and direct sales and purchase of the securities and bills in the open market, in the stock market by the central bank. Why? Because in order to control the volume of credit. So if Reserve Bank of India, if may they think that, or they may take the decisions in order to control credit and inflation, what they do in such situations, the central bank sells its securities in the open market. If central bank wishes to expansion of credit and the time of deflation, then automatically it purchases the securities. Its securities. Next one is variable reserve requirements. Here the variable reserve requirements has been majorly classified into cash reserve ratio and statutory liquidity ratio. Here what is meant by VRR means the central bank also uses the method of VRR. Why? Because in order to control credit items. Here cash reserve ratio, the first one is cash reserve ratio. What is meant by cash reserve ratio? Here cash reserve ratio refers to that portion of total deposits which a commercial bank has to keep it with RBI in the form of cash reserves. It means cash reserve ratio, what they are doing, the commercial banks have to keep such some portion of amount with RBI. Say for example, if any banks in risk, or any banks in its insolvency position, at such situations the Reserve Bank of India may supports to them. How means, say for example, cash reserve ratio means, here every commercial bank will pays some part of, say for example, in 100 crores, some part of 3% or 4% to the RBI. I'll say another example to you, my dear student friends. For example, if I have 1 lakh rupees or 10,000 rupees or small part of amount like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. What I will do? I will make it my deposits in my personal account, or in my savings account, or in if I have a 50,000 amount, I will make it fixed deposit, or whatever it may be, or whatever it may be, I make in it in my account, or it may be any account. It may be current account or savings account, or recurring deposits or fixed deposit, whatever it may be. As such, same how as an individual they depositing their amount in the banks means same, as well as also the commercial banks also may keep some part of or some portion of amount to the RBI. Here the Reserve Bank of India may issue a guidelines to them. Say for example, in a particular year, or in case of any inflationary trends, or if there is an if there is an any losses, or I'll explain you clearly, my dear student friends. Here, cash reserve ratio in depth. Here, for example, now itself I have said I have depositing as an individual, I am depositing my amount in banks. Same as here, the commercial banks, what it do means, it will invest some part of amount in the RBI. It keeps in the form of cash reserves. Say for example, in this COVID-19 situations, what the government has been taken the guidelines, any individual don't pay any EMIs in order to into the banks. Why? Because there is no supply of money. Yes or no? There is, even though rich people or poor people, the automatically each and every transaction has been stopped. Each and every transaction has been stopped. With each and every people, there is no any money. Yes or no? The poor become still poorer. Yes or no? There is no any transactions. In such situations, there is no any deposits. There is no any deposits to the commercial banks. Yes or no? Say for example, I am working in any private sector or any government sector. In this COVID situation, there is no any jobs. So I have think that I have no any work. I have no any work. I have been staying in home for a period of 3 months or 6 months. So due to no job, what I have done, I have not invested any amount in my account. Like this as me, many thousands of individuals or lakhs of individuals have not yet invested their amount in the banks. Yes or no? For example, if I investment like me, many thousands of individuals think that many thousands of individuals may invested their amounts in banks. What it will happen? It leads to the transactions. If I invested 10 lakhs in my savings account, same as me, many people invested their amount like 10 crores in their respective personal accounts or current accounts, or fixed deposits, or whatever it may be. The banks may, what they will do this amount, they may wishes to invest in company securities, or previous I have said, they can invest in the open market operations, or they may gives a loans to the customers with such deposits. So in COVID situation, there is no any transaction happened in the commercial banks. So automatically their deposits has been reduced. Yes or no? Say for example, in 2019, think that a state bank of I'm just saying a example. Think that a particular commercial bank of value happened transactions in the year 2019 like 100 crores. In 2020, in this COVID year, think that their transaction has been reduced to only 50 crores. 50 crores. Yes or no? So in such situations, the Reserve Bank of India, what it may do means, it reduce its cash reserve ratio. It reduce its cash reserve ratio. Why? Because they unable to invest. Say they unable to keep how much, say for example 100 crores of amount are there, 100 crores of amount are there. If I, as a RBI chairman, as a RBI governor, if I kept to them to keep their cash reserve in the 10%, then in this particular situation they are unable to pay, they are unable to keep their reserves in our Reserve Bank of India. Why? Because there is no such type of transactions, or there is no any deposits or loans from their customers. Customers also not paying their interest for which they have received loans, or any customers they are not depositing their banks their amount in commercial banks. In such situations, the Reserve Bank of India may gives guidelines to them. In such situations, so cash reserve ratio, the Reserve Bank of India, what they have done means they kept the 3%. They kept the 3%. Now present cash reserve ratio is 3% only. Why? Because there is no any transactions happening in the commercial banks now. So if they, for example, in 100 crores, they the commercial banks may keeps its on the form of their reserves in the 3%, in the 3%. If the commercial banks has again it leads to the successful position, then automatically its cash reserve ratio may also be get increased. Next one is statutory liquidity ratio. Statutory liquidity ratio refers to the portion of total deposits of a commercial bank which has to keep with itself in the form of liquid assets like cash, gold, or approved government securities. At present, the statutory liquidity ratio is 21.50%. That is meant by cash reserve ratio on SLR. As you understand, my dear student friends, what is meant by cash reserve ratio? It is nothing but every commercial bank should keep its portion of amount with the RBI. If there is any dangerous situations happened to the particular banks, then which they have kept their amount, it will helps RBI. It helps to them. It helps to them. Say for example, a particular bank, a particular commercial bank has invested their amount entirely till now 300 crores. Their banks has got lost at such situations. These 300 crores may give to them in order to clear their losses. So in such situations, in order to protect the commercial banks only, the Reserve Bank of India may collect their amount in the form of cash reserve ratio. Yes or no? If why individual is investing a particular amount in banks, so in order to protect himself in the future, in the future. Next one is repo rates. Repo rate and reverse repo rate. Here repo rates means nothing but repo rate is the rate which banks borrow from RBI. Say for example, since there is any situations, commercial banks what they will do means they will borrow amount from RBI. At current the repo rate is 4%. Then what is meant by reverse repo rate? Reverse repo rate is the rate at which RBI borrows from banks. Its interest rate is 3.35%. These are the quantitative measures. So we can discuss here. During inflation, to control inflation, see here, during inflationary situations, in order to control such inflation, what they will do, they will discourage investment. It is advisable to increase bank rate and the sale of securities in the open market, and increases the cash reserve ratio and statutory liquidity ratio. In statutory liquidity ratio, yes or no? If there is a now present there is no economic transactions is very low, so the cash reserve ratio has been decreased. Say for example, if there is an deflationary, and what they will do, if the RBI think to boost the production and encourage investment, at situations what they will do, they will decrease the bank rate, they will purchase the securities in the open market, and they will decrease the CRR and statutory liquidity ratio. Here qualitative or selective measures. Here qualitative or selective measures means it regulates the credit for specific purpose. The central bank generally uses the following forms of credit control. Here, margin requirements. Here, margin requirements is the difference between securities offered and amount borrowed from banks. Increase in margin reduces the borrowing capacity and decreases in margin increases the borrowing capacity. To control credit in selective areas, what they will do? The bank should increase margin requirements, and if in order to in other situations automatically it leads to the vice versa. See here, margin requirements is nothing but it is the difference between securities offered and amount borrowed from banks. Next, what is meant by consumer credit regulations? Here, the regulation of consumer credit consists of laying down payments and maximum maturities of installment credit for the purchase of specified consumer durable goods, raising the required down payment limits and shortening of maximum period, and tends to reduce the demand for such loans and thereby check consumer credit. Next, issue of directives. The central bank also uses directives in the form of oral or written statements or appeals or warnings to various commercial banks for credit control. Now itself I have said RBI is a major one. They can issue their guidelines and they can keep its rules and regulations to the particular commercial banks. If any commercial banks they have not listened to that rules and regulations, automatically it leads to the punishable. It leads to the punishable or penalty. Next one is rationing of credit. Rationing of credit is the selective method adopted by the central bank for controlling and regulating the purpose of which credit is guaranteed or allocated by the commercial banks. It is nothing but it is a qualitative measure. Who is adopting this? Central bank. Why? Because for controlling and regulating. Why? Because for the purpose which the credit is guaranteed or allocated by the commercial banks. Issue of directives means nothing but it may be in the form of oral or written statements or warning to the various commercial banks for credit control. It keeps why? Because the credit control should be in a particular according to the situation. So next one is another qualitative measure is moral suasion. Moral suasion is the psychological means and purely informal and milder form of selective credit control. In moral suasion, central bank persuades and morally requests to the commercial banks. It means it requests in the form of ethically. Why? Because to commercial request to the commercial banks to cooperative banks with the general monetary policy or credit control. Next one is direct action. The central bank may take direct action against the erring commercial banks. It may refuse to rediscount their papers and gives excess credit, or it may charge a penal rate of interest over and above the bank rate for the credit demand beyond a prescribed limit. Say for example, the Reserve Bank of India may have given a guidelines to keep a lower, say for example 3%. If any commercial banks wishes to charge us a more beyond limit, say for example 10%, automatically at such situations it affects to the public. So beyond, if there is any errors happened at that situations, the Reserve Bank of India takes its direct actions on a particular commercial banks and makes it punishable to them. By making frequent changes in monetary policy, the central bank ensures that the monetary system in economic functions in the national economic interest, whatever it may be. Here, monetary policy is majorly classified into two types. One is quantitative or another one is qualitative. Whatever it may be policy. Why? Because they have implemented means there should be a proper functioning of the economic transactions in the particular like our developing country. Due to there is proper functioning, automatically it leads to the sustainable economic growth. Thanks for watching.